This dissertation study, we're doing the effects of lucerne on dairy cow performance. Lucerne's a crop highly used a lot in America and Europe, which is a high-yielding legume, which is nitrogen fixing, which has become quite popular to help environmental benefits of nitrogen fixing. I've been looking on the intake and performance of the dairy cows on their diets. The 20 cows are on 4 different diets to replace grass with lucerne, and we've got the first diet is 40% grass and 60% maize, and then we've got 20% grass, 20% lucerne and 60 maize, and then we've got 40% lucerne and 60 maize, and then 60% lucerne and 40 maize. The bins, all the cows have got their individual collars, so as the cow comes to the correct bin, it will let her in and eat, and then every time she comes and eats, it'll record how much it eats at each feeding. It's going to give them an extra forage crop into their ration, which is a good protein source, and give them another alternative to grass silage, basically.
In this project, I'm studying the whole tract digestibility of levels of lucerne inclusion, and we'll be measuring the digestibility of the fibre and nitrogen in the diet. In the sampling periods, in the week-long sampling periods, I'm taking 20 fecal samples morning and afternoon, and at the end of the study I'll be analysing them. The use of lucerne could possibly reduce soya use, which is better as it's a homegrown forage, reduces imports and therefore costs. It's also a lot healthier for the cow, much better rumen function, and therefore it's a much healthier cow.
I'm looking at the energy and protein status of the cows on different levels of lucerne in the diet. We're looking at weight change and body condition and how the cows partition nutrients through blood metabolites such as glucose and urea. We've been condition scoring and weighing the cows monthly, and we've been taking blood samples to look at the metabolites the cows produced. In the future, homegrown forage protein sources are going to become of greater importance, and new forages such as lucerne will be grown more in the UK, and so it'll be quite interesting to see how that will have an effect on the cow's health. The blood metabolites we're testing for are those that a vet would test for on a commercial farm to establish the energy and protein status of a normal dairy cow.
I'm looking at the rate of inclusion of lucerne on the milk fatty acid profile and milk fat levels. We've been collecting milk samples and analysing them in the lab using the GC to find the levels of unsaturated and saturated fat. We've been extracting the fat from the milk sample and using this machine to separate out the different fats, and it shows the peaks, each being a different fatty acid, and then we can use that to derive the total saturated fat percentage. Milk buyers are starting to pay farmers for lower saturated fat levels, so there's a bonus, and also the polyunsaturated fats are positive for human health.